In true superhero fashion, the world is yet again under attack and facing annihilation. Gather your team to take it all down in this turn-based strategy by the developers of the beloved XCOM series. But is it a decent game and worth your time? Well, in short, yes, but there is a massive but, and we will talk about that in a bit. So here is my review of Marvel's Midnight Suns. Hydra have resurrected Lith, who now seeks to destroy, well, just everything it seems, corrupting the minions of Hydra and summoning in her own demons. The Midnight Suns assemble to counter the threat, alongside well-known heroes from the Avengers and the X-Men. Your character is a brand new hero by the name of Hunter, who you can create and customize how you wish. Though the options are pretty limited, it is a strategy game akin to XCOM after all, and not a true RPG, so the lack of more options isn't that much of a drawback here. Visually, Marvel's Midnight Suns is a good game to look at for the most part. Environments look great, effects are top notch. Playing a card and seeing a small animation or cinematic just enforces how badass and awesome your team actually are. However, when it comes to the cinematics, the visuals were to be a bit desired here. Textures seem to lack, especially in faces such as Tony Stark. It looked a bit too smooth. It was clear the developers had spent most of their time perfecting the visuals of the general game, the environments, and the actual combat over the cinematics. And you know what? I'm not even mad about that. I feel like they spent the time where it was deserved. Throughout your time in Midnight Suns, you'll get to play quite a roster of different heroes, from well-known such as Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Spider-Man to less-known heroes such as Magic. They each bring with them really kick-ass abilities. Overall, I found there was only a couple of heroes who I didn't actively take into missions. Everyone else had a role they could fill, from being a tank, supporting other heroes, dealing damage, or taking on multiple roles at once. When it comes to the gameplay, fans of the XCOM series will find something familiar, but also a lot that is quite new. No longer is there a percentage-based combat system which had you fail more times than it felt like you should. In its place, a card system with different heroes having different cards they can play to damage, boost allies, and weaken enemies. These can be boosted in several ways in combat, from redrawing to reducing the cost of more powerful cards. Outside of combat, you can discover new cards and even upgrade them for better effects. I really enjoyed this combat system, having to play my cards in order to produce combos to take down mobs as quickly as possible, alongside some fantastic cards where two of your heroes would do a great cinematic display as you deal massive damage to an entity. Alongside the card system, the heroes can interact with the environment itself, pulling posts down, kicking items, electrocution, or gaining a step up to land a powerful attack. These felt great and added to that combat system, making it feel like your characters were super strong, or just generally powerful, throwing the environment around to damage and inflict pain. Between missions, you get to chill out with your team in a place called the Abbey, a place between worlds where you can make friends, customize characters, send heroes on their own missions, mechanics that will feel something like out of the XCOM games between your missions, yet different in that Marvel's Midnight Suns sets you in a third-person camera over Hunter, with added exploration and rewards for discovering new things in and around the Abbey. A nice addition, but something I found at times just got in the way of me wanting to go and complete more missions and get in the combat. Having to do activities between every single mission before you can set out slowed the pace of the game down. Sometimes I just want to get in and I want to smash some Hydra. The difficulty itself also felt a little bit off. I found that the normal difficulty mode didn't really present much of a challenge, and I'm not a big strategy person, so veterans to this genre may need to up that difficulty to not feel underwhelmed from the awesome combat systems at play here. I found on normal that I was absolutely breezing through my encounters, and I didn't really find that there was much difficult about them. When it came to the story, it felt like the typical superhero formula. Bad guys show up, smash the good guys regroup and have to stop world-ending events while trying to save each other in the process. Despite not providing anything new to that superhero formula itself, it was still a good ride. Constantly being set back by the big baddies felt pretty good, that we didn't always just win and smash every time, and provided more reasons why the heroes have to keep on fighting and have to look for more allies to help them in that journey. Alongside the main story comes the connections and friendship systems. Choices you make in dialogue when in the Abbey can cement your friendships or hurt them, providing new bonuses and abilities for raising your friendship rank with a particular hero, being able to hang out with them, do activities, and even throw a party or two. Join clubs such as the book club with Blade, who knew he was such a bookworm. Although the added systems are always welcome, some of the voice acting felt very flat. Some really bad humor and jokes thrown in as well here, though I'm sure some of you will love those jokes in Marvel Midnight Suns, so I'm not going to give it a thumbs down for that point. Humor is always a personal taste. The final point and my biggest problem with Midnight Suns is the price. price. At a fully fledged £50 or $60, already a high asking price, this isn't everything. A deluxe version of the game for £70 or $80, which then includes a set of 11 premium cosmetic skins, but finally a legendary edition for £90 or $100, which includes a season pass and 23 skins. Now my problem is not that these exist, though I do think it's a high asking price just for extra skins. It's that even still the game then includes an in-game shop, with the majority of cosmetic superhero suits locked behind additional paywalls in a purely single player game. For me, I can ignore these as the game itself is a good play and it has a lot of content. The shop appears to be a purely cosmetic only shop. However, it's still something to call out here that even paying the highest $100 asking price, you still do not own this full single player game with all of its content. For some people, this will just be too far, and that's okay. For others, they'll be able to look past this shop as it's purely cosmetic, and that's okay too. It's just a shame how much is locked behind that additional paywall and not available through other in-game ways. Marvel's Midnight Suns is one of the better superhero games that has been released, and one that strategy fans will enjoy. For those who are hardcore strategists or really want to get your hands on some superhero goodness, you'll enjoy what's on offer here. For hardcore veterans, the difficulty might need to be ramped up to provide you with a challenge. For those on the fence or prefer a lighter strategy experience, Marvel's Midnight Suns is a perfect game to meet all your needs. However, I would maybe recommend for you to wait for a sale due to its high asking price, with additional DLCs that will be available later down the line that will only add to this overall price of the experience. But what did you think of Marvel's Midnight Suns? Have you played it and did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you and going through your thoughts as well. And if you haven't tried it out, is this one that's on your wish list? I'd still love to hear from you. If you want to check out another video from me, you can see a list of other games that will be releasing in December 2022. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.